So as we continue our conversation here this week, talking about just trying to raise the bar, with sound engineers. And if you're a sound engineer, I would recommend that you go and read through the comments of yesterday's short, because there might be some things there you need to hear, especially if you're an up and coming guy or something like that. People are sounding off and talking about the things that drive them nuts the most, about working with sound engineers that they don't know or that they don't have, a rapport with. Look, even with my reputation, when I'm working with a new band, I have to treat that as if these guys have no idea who I am. Typically, most of the environments that I walk into, my reputation precedes me to some degree, but every now and then I was the only guy available for the date. And, the band is desperate to get somebody to cover it, so they may not know who I am or what I do or anything like that. And it takes a set or two of music for them to realize that, hey, this guy kind of knows what he's doing, and, he's bringing something to the table that I can understand. And I'm, being a musician also, I'm also able to see what the band is trying to communicate musically and use whatever tools are in my toolbox to make that happen. But you got to come to the table with a humble heart. There's just, come on, man. We're in the 21st century here. In the time of the rock star egos behind the console needs to fade away, okay? Because you're not that important. I'm not that important, okay? There's always someone better. There's always someone who can replace us tomorrow. In some cases, I know that there's a line of guys waiting to replace us tomorrow, So this is not the place for ego. This is not the place to try to be the smartest guy in the room and to talk the band to death, trying to convince them of your superior intelligence and that sort of thing. Man, just shut up, get in there and do a good job. Be on time, bring gear that fits the room, and mix the band in a manner to where people can understand what the band is trying to translate to the audience. Because that's really what we do. Some guys kind of dumb it down to, we just take what you give us and make it louder. I think it's more than that. I think there is icing we can put on the cake, and I think there are things we can do to make it better. We obviously can't recreate, but we can reinforce, and we can sprinkle that little pixie dust on top of what your band is trying to do and make it better than what it is on its own. The bottom line is that we're all a team, and if we all work together at the gig, we will achieve what you're trying to, translate to the audience.